Hey guys, it's Bopper here. The patch notes have just been released for the upcoming patch, which is expected tomorrow for Armored Kill. Kind of mostly seems to contain weapon balances and stuff like that, adjustments to various reload times, and some other general gameplay fixes. I'm not going to go through them all, but I just picked out a few bits which I kind of felt was worthy of mentioning. It's going to be released tomorrow, obviously on the 4th of September, on all platforms, so PC, Xbox, PlayStation 3. Whether you're a premium member or not, so that's a good thing for everyone. Yeah, some of the stuff I'll just go through is some of the weapons that are being buffed. The UMP 45, they say they're going to increase the close range damage of the UMP, but reduce its damage over range. They say the UMP will now have the sweet spot in close quarters combat, but will suffer compared to the PP 2000 at longer ranges. The PP 2000 itself is having its long range damage increased to highlight its role as a mid-range low recoil PDW. Another interesting one for assault rifle fans is the M416 is having its vertical recoil, its side-to-side recoil, and its first shot recoil reduced. So I think this will make it a much better weapon for assault players, and it'll hopefully make it compete against, say, the M16A3. Another kind of buff is the M1911 pistol. They're increasing the minimum damage of the 1911 to make it fit better between the Magnums, the M9 and the MP443. I think this is a good decision, as the 1911 kind of seemed to lack sometimes even against some of the semi-autos, so hopefully that'll be a good buff. Other things like that, a lot of the slow reloading bullpup assault rifles are having their long reload times reduced, so the AUG, the KH-2002, guns like that, so that'll hopefully make them a little more competitive with some of the other regular assault rifles. Another one here is that the ACWR is getting a suppressor fire bonus, so hopefully that'll make the gun even better when equipping with a suppressor, so there won't be that kind of penalty over range. Also, say 12 gauge buckshot is having its close range damage slightly increased, and 40mm flechette is also having its damage slightly, or its range slightly increased, and a tighter cone of fire. Another kind of buff here is they're increasing the damage of the M5K PDW that came with close quarters. Now, this is a very good little PDW, but kind of lacks the stopping power up close. So I think an increase in the damage there could be good, and make people use it a bit more instead of just the MP7 and P90 all the time. There's been a couple of nerfs and tweaks listed here. I suppose one for all the M16 fans, that's getting nerfed. DICE said they're going to have added more recoil to the M16 to kind of bring it better in line with some of the other assault rifles. So I suppose all those M16A3 tryhards might have to move towards the M416 now, since all its reload characteristics have been reduced. The 93R is also getting a bit of a nerf. They're saying the damage and the range on it is going to be reduced. They say it was an obvious go-to pistol compared to the M9 or MP443. So it's reduced. Its recoil has been reduced for a smoother burst action to kind of counter the reduced damage. So I suppose that'll be an interesting one. It was a very popular pistol. I used it quite a lot myself. Also, the M4A1 carbine is getting more recoil added, but guns like the SG553 and G36 are having their recoil reduced. So I suppose that'll make them a little more of a viable option to choose. The long reload time has been increased for the P90, so I suppose that'll be a bit of a bummer for some of the PDW fans. But there was a couple of other changes which I'm really not fond of. They're removing flares for the gunner in the chopper. This to me is a really bad decision by DICE. There always seems to be kind of one bad thing that comes with a patch, and I kind of think this could be it. I know the choppers are hard to take down a lot of the time, when there's a good pilot and a gunner working together, but I think this is going to make people gravitate even more towards Iglas and Stingers and Javelins and Softlam. You're not really going to improve your skills with an RPG or anything like that, so they kind of say that it's to make the vehicle less powerful, but it took good teamwork and communication to keep an attack heli in the air for more than 2 minutes, and it kind of seems to be rewarding all the Igla and Stinger noobs out there. And also they mentioned in the patch that the Stinger and the Igla are now going to lock onto air vehicles at both lower altitudes and longer distances. You know, I mean, this to me is really just rendering air vehicles virtually useless against people with no skill. Um, you know, it's going to be really annoying when you're trying to deal with, you know, say a soft lam, javelin locking, an igla, and a stinger, and it's going to be very, very difficult to deflect incoming missiles if you've no gunner with flares. I suppose it'll be interesting to see if there's any other kind of perks there that can be equipped to sort of counteract these measures. But yeah, I'm really not happy about that, but I suppose we'll have to see how it plays out. I can only suspect that they felt this change was necessary, you know, when they were game testing Armored Kill, maybe because of the larger maps and the greater distances between players and vehicles, but, you know, definitely not happy about that one. Anyway, guys, that'll probably do it from me. I'm going to put a link to the patch notes in the description so you guys can check them out for yourself to see the full list of changes there. As I say, these are only just a couple I went through. You know, see if your favorite weapon's getting buffed or nerfed. Um, yeah, and I'll hopefully be uploading some Armored Kill tomorrow, but I'm kind of trying to move house over the next week or two, so I'm looking for a new house. So things might be a bit mental, but I'll do my best to get you guys some Armored Kill footage as soon as I can. Alright guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.